money still chasing the mills. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field. Got money still chasing the mills. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field.
Welcome to In the Field Radio. I'm Erin Boogie. I'm here with Rapz.
Yo, you already know what it is, people. It's your boy Rapz. Another Monday night, another 10 p.m. In the Field Radio, 91.3 FM WVKR. What's the word?
How was your weekend? Snow-filled weekend.
Hey, man, it was cool, yo. I like when you're able to like pivot and make the best of it, and I definitely did that this weekend. Got up with my guy Kalardi. You know, listen, man, it was good overall weekend, man. No complaints, 2026. How was your weekend though? It was your birthday. You was doing some celebrating. You know what I mean? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I spent a lot of it in the studio, so take that as a win.
Okay.
My favorite place to be.
All right. Anybody you want to name drop that you was with? Or it's
No.
just okay.
No, I like to keep those studio sessions private, but shout out to everybody that was in the studio. They're hit makers for sure.
Anything nice that you got for your birthday?
No, I didn't get anything for my birthday.
Something you wish you got for your birthday, Erin. Work with me.
An M3 with a bow on it.
All right, y'all heard, man. It's time to deliver, right? Dang, man, a lot of new music, but probably more music news. I'm gonna be real. But the biggest talk I definitely want to make sure we get to. This is probably our third week mentioning it. So let's get right to it, man. This Punk Rocky album.
Whew.
Actually not called Punk Rocky at all, but everyone keeps calling it that, and I'm not mad.
Don't be dumb is the official name, but Punk Rocky was the single.
Was the lead-off single. Yes. So Don't Be Dumb, A$AP Rocky, Tim Burton. What are you feeling about this? Did you give it a full listen?
I did. Yeah, I listened to it when it dropped at midnight. I stayed up for it.
Yes. Okay. Biggest takeaways from the album, because we did get Punk Rocky, we did get Helicopter prior to the drop, or maybe like the night before, nothing too crazy ahead. But we had been seeing the videos going around of him, you know, rapping out the side of the helicopter with the trench coat, all that.
Yeah, the visuals went crazy.
Any standout tracks to you? Big features. There was definitely some features on there.
Yeah, the West Side Gun feature that wasn't a feature.
Yep. Got him.
Brent Faiyaz, loved it. I love that track.
Oh yeah. Sheesh,
I
man.
thought that was a super standout track for me.
Hey, we got to get right to it. I feel like we dancing, man. This Stole Your Flow record, right? When I pull up the album, right, I look at the names of the album. Now, I'm a person that's very big on like chronological order, because I got to respect the fact that artists intended to give you this in a particular sequence. You know what I mean? And though albums aren't constructed with like the beginning, the middle, the end, like story kind of vibe on an album, it's still to be respected. But when you see a name like Stole My Flow, I'm running to it. I'm sorry.
100%. Yeah, that the name stands out immediately when you're looking at the track list.
So, you know, I got to click on that song because I need to know who stole your flow. Who's the culprit? He taking a lot of shots at Drake. You stole my flow, so I stole your chick. You got BBLs, but we don't body shame around here. You lucky, all right? Oh, man, I would have... Yo, he talking crazy on here, and I like it because it's still festival. I can see him getting festival joints and performing this like crazy. He might run this song up in particular this summer.
The controversy surrounding this song is this song overshadowing the project? And I
don't think so.
I was going to say, I really wanted to know your opinion specifically on that. Are people focusing too much on the fact that he dissed Drake, and is it overshadowing the music on the project? Because this is obviously an extremely experimental project, and I'm loving it.
When you're dealing with the consensus, I don't think that you could put out anything that's good without people saying something bad.
Of course.
And that's just the universe letting you know, or people doing what they do to let, like, hey, this isn't perfect. But what is? Here's the reality. A lot of these records, they're saying, are about a year old. Because he was dealing with his case. He didn't know if he was getting sent away. There was kids on the way. There was a lot going on, and it was very much like a transient time for A$AP Rocky. And even then, what was he saying? Yo, this court case is messing up and it's holding up the bags that I could get and all the things he could be doing with his career, right? When I hear Stole Your Flow, first initial thing, I'm like, okay, he went in. Two, my mind just goes there. I can hear Kendrick Lamar on this. And it's not because it's a Drake diss, but again, it only amplifies it. It only would amplify it the same way I think Stole My Flow only amplifies Don't Be Dumb.
And you're not the first person to say that. And Rocky teased a deluxe version of the album.
So I think, imagine this came out last year. You know, Nicki Minaj does this thing, right? Normally when she's beefing with somebody, so especially like with Cardi B's and things like that, where she always says, yo, I'll get to you on my own time. I'll address you on my album when it comes out. And realistically, you know, she do a little extracurricular activities and, you know, she's tweeting everything she feels at 2 a.m. anyway. So we never have to wait till her album comes.
Yeah.
A$AP Rocky really embodied like, nah, I'm saying nothing. You'll hear what I have to say when the album drops. Yeah. So I like the fact that he stood on that. And I don't know if Drake's at a stage where it warrants a response in his own mind, but on the flip side, like, you can start 2026 with a quick dub. Like we've seen you take L's for the past like 2 years now.
Yeah,
you might gotta get a Rocky and it's all good, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
It'll be interesting to me to see what Drake does, and it's always interesting to me to see what Drake does, especially at this time where he's been taking L after L.
For sure, and it sounded like for sure Travis Scott caught a couple shots on the album as well. Talking about spinning down to Texas and you know mashing on you and your peoples in the section and all that. Yeah. I like it. You know what I mean? Even when you think of I guess a full circle moment is kind of like was it not the case that Travis Scott was the one that hyped Future to perform like that at the beginning of all of this beef? Like, I feel like I Don't Rock With You was more of a normal thing than like in the past 2 years. It's really like, yo, we don't mess with this guy. I don't know. I don't think everybody got to choose up sides, but I'm interested to see how this plays out. I want to hear some rap. I want to hear competitive rap, and I want to hear y'all getting at each other.
Yeah, and I thought this was a great start to 2026.
I mean, and we missed Rocky. Like, at this point, it's only like, yo, now we want to hear like, yo, is there an A$AP Mob? Will we ever get one again another day? And things like that. But yeah, I feel like that was probably the biggest drop in music, but I can't say, man, sometimes it don't be on my radar, but then you see people smashing all these types of goals, and like, NBA YoungBoy is a huge artist, right? Mm-hmm. Out of this world type of artist, right? The way that he's got the kids and their attention in a headlock is insane, right? He just dropped on Friday. It was a surprise drop. He had a video for a trailer. Shout out to my man Swiffer. We mentioned him here on the show a lot. He was out there, him and Sage, they were shooting the visual. They was getting a lot of behind the scenes stuff too. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. But yeah, this YoungBoy album, right, is like, YoungBoy's never on my radar.
Yeah,
I'm being real, right? But every time he drop, yo, it's plaques. He's gold, he platinum, he diamond. It's you know, they're saying that he's the most streamed artist ever.
That's crazy.
Do you feel, right, and it might be haterish for us to even have this type of comment, do you feel like any of these numbers got to be inflated?
Ooh, like, that's tough.
Like, I had this debate with Swiffer the other day, right? And I'm stuck on, if the top people are using bots and you're outperforming the top people, it's hard for me to not assume you're using bots.
Yeah.
You're not on radio. Your music
At
videos
all.
are not on television.
At all.
Right?
But he is out here selling out every tour stop.
Now, Swift tells me, yo, if his largest demographic is kids, and I mean kids, right? Yeah. Which I'm like, yo, how do kids even be listening to this type of stuff, right? But when I sit there and think about it, I'm like, yo, he's telling me that, think of all the kids that don't got their own phone, don't got this, don't got that, don't got a DSP, right? What are they on? They on YouTube, they on their iPad, they on their tablet, they on their something, right? Mom, can I borrow your phone real quick? You know? And he's telling me that YouTube, though it's not connected to nobody because you really don't got to have an account to use it, he's saying that a bulk of this comes from YouTube, that the kids are listening to him on YouTube.
That would then hurt this project because YouTube doesn't count towards Billboard anymore. so it wouldn't count towards.
I don't know. It just kind of blew my mind to see like the numbers that he gets,
see.
and I'm like, I'm trying to make the math. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing, man. That's all I'm doing. But yeah, shout out to NBA YoungBoy, new video, new album just dropped. As far as other new music, you a Breezy fan? You a Chris Breezy fan?
Yeah, of course.
Come on now, right? We gonna tonight. You know, he got Chris Breezy on the remix. This is major to me. It's the joint aged a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I want to say we probably got this early summer, maybe even before that.
Mm-hmm.
So for a remix to still happen this much later on and it to be a big name like a Chris Brown, I think that's huge. I think it gives the song a little bit extra more life for a few more months. And
I was gonna say, don't you love when something like that happens though, when you see a remix come? Because it shows, and this is what I want, so the independent artists that might be tuned in right now, I want them to take note of something like this, because you could breathe life into a second life into a song by doing something like this.
Yeah, I mean, and definitely like the high profile remix is something that we've been missing for some years.
Yeah.
And it don't gotta be on One Blood type status, right? But just to get somebody on the remix, I feel like that's like a dying thing. I don't know if it's because Diddy been locked up. Is it because Diddy been locked up? We ain't been getting no remixes?
Remember when remixes used to be a whole brand new song?
Yo, Diddy had an album called We Invented the Remix.
Yeah.
Which was a good album, but we gonna leave that right there, man. Oh man, we got a Wiz Khalifa drop as well. You a big Wiz fan? Wizzle man, we was just talking about Wiz last week. Nothing music related, but we were.
I was just talking about how Kush and OJ. We were having a conversation about how Kush and OJ is like one of the top mixtapes of all time.
Well, that's up there, man. But prior to when we were getting burned after rolling and like a lot of these, like, you know, the paper plane for real type vibes. And shout out to Wiz, man. Wiz was one of those people that kept the wave alive.
Yeah.
Right? While Max B was away, he always shouted out the wave. He always gave credit to that being an influence. And if you go back to a lot of Wiz's earlier work, as much as they used to compare him to Snoop, the melodies, the cadence, he would even take the whole melody of a Max B hook and just make his own words to it over a whole different beat. And you thought it was Wiz's style. And, you know, he kind of did hone a particular lane for that, but it was a lane that was wide open with Max B being away. I love the fact that he always gave credit. He just dropped the album this past Friday. It's called Chaotic, Wiz Khalifa. And we spoke about Max B coming home. And one of the collabs that I said that I always needed is on this tape.
Yep.
We got a Max B and a Wiz collab, which is major. I think y'all should go check that out. Let us know what you think. I didn't go through the whole project only because I rushed to the Max B joint.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to check out the Wiz Khalifa project yet, so I don't want to speak on it yet. But I think that Max B feature with Wiz is, I think that's major. I think that link up is huge. Big time.
Lexa Gates also dropped. I'm a fan of hers, but I have yet to check out the project, man. But I know a lot of the girlies are fans of her. She's very like eclectic, vibey, New York type chick, man. So I like her a lot singing, you know what I mean? Another thing I would want to say, man, what is too close to a ripoff when it comes to dropping music? Now, we hear people that get on other people's beats. We've heard people steal lyrics. We've heard people recycle bars, things like that. Now, there's a female rapper by the name of Queen Key, right? Not to be confused with Queen Bee, but you may get confused, and I'll tell you why, right? She has a album that just dropped. I believe the name of it is called Hard, right? Queen Key. Now, if you go and look at the cover art for this album, the cover art is exactly Lil' Kim's Queen Bee cover art. I'm talking about backdrop, I'm talking about outfit. Maybe it's not the same pose, but we know where this originated from. You got it there in front of you?
I'm looking it up. Oh my God.
You couldn't get any closer.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Like, you know what it reminded me of? You know when the girls will do like a photo shoot for their birthday?
Yeah.
And it'll be like, yo, inspired by, I'm going for a Marilyn Monroe look. I'm going for this. I'm going for that. Like, this was exactly that. It gave me vibes of like, yo, Shorty just did a boudoir and inspired by Lil' Kim.
We've seen album covers inspired by Lil' Kim's album before, but not to this extent. This is
I mean, Nicki Minaj used to rip off Lil' Kim poses and artworks.
Yes, but she made it her own, right? Like she would do the pose, but it would be different outfit, different backdrop, whatever.
Yeah, lollipop in her mouth, the size of, you know.
This is like, it looks like she photoshopped herself onto Lil' Kim's album cover.
It looked like she said, hey, hey, ChatGPT, put me, replace Lil' Kim with me. Which is super easy nowadays, man. But yeah, man, stick to that originality. I will definitely say I won't be listening to this project. But maybe that was a thing. Maybe that was the way for you to lure me in. If I know about that, I need to click on it to see what it is. But you didn't get me, my girl. So hold that. So what's the deal? We got tours. We got other drops not doing well. Maybe we could bring some attention to people that are falling short. That's no pun on the short. But yo, T.I. did drop his stand-up special. It's horrible. I'll be real with you. You don't gotta bother watching it.
I'm not checking that out.
T.I.'s never been funny, and I think he maybe confuses with concocting combinations of words with that. And I know it's easy to think like, yo, if I could rhyme and I could put witty and puns and it's just not the same, man.
Yeah, for real.
So the comedy special did not perform well, but it looked like immediately after, right? I think this was just part of a rollout, man. Garner some attention. He has now cut his hair, right? We had the viral picture of his bald spots with his braids on his head. He said that was AI.
Yeah, he said that was not him.
But now he has fully cut off his hair. He is back to tip with the fade. And he got some new joint with Pharrell that I was just seeing a trailer to.
How was it sounding?
It looked all right. Good Pharrell production. You didn't really hear too much with the T.I. I mean, I'll be honest, the promo video was kind of centered around like the cutting of the hair, and this is a newer me, man. So T.I. sat down to have an interview last week on one of the radio stations, and as they sat him down, they were asking him about Expeditiously.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so this was T.I.'s podcast that he had for a while, and then it kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Maybe it took a backseat to his comedy career.
Yeah.
And I felt like it would have been.
Don't you feel like sometimes that T.I. just be kind of like throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks?
T.I. to me is nah.
Like his post like hip hop career.
But it's only post if he makes it post. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like you could still do what we've always known you to do and explore different things.
But I feel like when he explores different things, it's like he'll do like a little bit of it and then he just doesn't really like stick with anything.
Because it's not for him. You know? And I think maybe we should publicly do that more, all of us. But he said that he is getting back to Expeditiously. He said he regrets falling back off of the show. I thought it would have been a great platform to display how funny you are. And maybe you could leverage that and turn that into Watch My Comedy Special.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately...
But does he need the comedy special? Like, is that something... That's what I'm saying. So it's like maybe you should just stick with Expeditiously. Like plus that's whole like expeditiously is like that's like his little catchphrase. Like he started saying that and then that like caught on and it was like that was kind of like the natural progression of like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
I think that honestly he didn't need to do that. He could have done something like Shaquille O'Neal used to do back in like the 90s, right? Shaquille would just put together and curate a large-scale comedy show. Yeah. And you don't got to be the one to come out there to tell the jokes, but you could clearly be the man behind it and who brought it all together and still get your flowers. But sometimes you do just want to jump in the driver's seat, and I can't blame you for giving it a try. And for somebody who's famous, I don't think there's anything you could give a try that's not in front of the world. But he said that he wished he never left because as soon as he got done, he started seeing everybody get 20, $30 million bags from Spotify and here and there and iHeart. So he wishes he didn't fall back. But I think for that reason right there, he will be bringing the podcast back, man. But T.I.'s just trying to get a bag, yo. Donate to his GoFundMe, man. What else we got, man? We can keep it down south, man. Ludacris, right? I don't know if you heard any of this Ludacris news this week.
Yeah, Ludacris was going through it.
Okay. Ludacris was mentioned this week to be on Kid Rock's Rock the Country Festival. Ludacris was named as one of the artists performing, but with no time wasted, he was instantly getting some backlash.
Some big time backlash, and he deserved it.
Oh, yeah. According to Rolling Stone, a rep for Ludacris said that his inclusion was a quote-unquote mix-up, explaining that the lines got crossed and he wasn't supposed to be on the lineup in the first place. Festival organizers later confirmed that he is no longer involved with the show. No long statement, no political stance taken publicly to say, you know, this is why. Just a quiet clarification after the internet reacted. I mean, we could all have our opinions. But I'd rather just say, do you believe that this was genuinely a booking mix-up? Or do you think that the backlash may have forced a cleaner exit and narrative?
I was just going to ask you the same exact question. I feel like that's quite the booking mix-up, right?
Yeah, it's definitely different than, let's say, like say anybody's on a lower scale than anybody else. But let's say we get let's say like this, man. Ghostface came out to Poughkeepsie a couple months back, right? If Ghostface didn't show and Ghostface went on his Instagram to say, yo, this flyer is not real and I'm not really going to be there, I could see a booking mix-up happening for somebody like a Ghostface or for somebody just, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like Ludacris, we talking about A-list movie star. We talking about highly skilled rapper. We talking, you know what I mean? Like this is a different
also like when your
level.
team is booking something and you're looking at it and you see Kid Rock's whatever, you know what the connotation is when you're attaching your artist to that. Or you as Ludacris know what the connotation is when you're attaching yourself to an event of that magnitude. So I can't see you saying yes
to
that.
shoot some bail. Do you think, like, we watch the news, we got to report on it sometimes. You know, other people just might be on their phone, yo, I'm bored at work, something might just come across my timeline, now they're in the know. Do you think that, and it doesn't have to be particular to the scenario, I guess, or particular to Ludacris, but like, do you think that celebrities are just like in the know as much as everyday people? That like Kid Rock has got some like ridiculous outlook on politics and he is getting at Beyonce and he getting at this one and that one and he's, you know, on you know, wanting to attach himself to Trump. I feel like Ludacris could potentially just not be in the know of any of this.
I think there's certain things that are inescapable because I don't pay attention to any news and I know that. And I mean, I don't pay attention to any news because I think that a lot of it is disruptive to your mental health right now in a not great way. And I think a lot of it is unnecessary. A lot of it is meant to be a distraction. So I try to like filter. And so I think that some of it obviously just breaks through because it's so like inescapable that like you'll be in a room and somebody will be like, hey, did you hear? Or you know what I mean? And I think like the Kid Rock stuff is obviously just, he's been that way for how long? It's not like this is new. So at some point you've come across, if you've ever been on a social media platform or you've had a conversation with somebody, you've come across the fact that Chris Rock is a little out there with his political views in some manner.
Now, do you remember that something similar happened to Snoop last year?
Yeah.
That he was coming out for something attached politically, and then once he realized,
it was
he was like,
the inauguration, wasn't it?
Was it? I can't even recall.
It was the inauguration that he was performing for Trump's inauguration.
Yeah. Listen, all in all, man, all money is not good money, and we've got to be very aware of the way that we, with what and who we align ourselves with, ultimately.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, he will not be there. So for all you Kid Rock fans, sorry, you won't be seeing Ludacris. Even though I don't think these two fan bases ever collide.
His fan base wants to see Ludacris, so I think that all in all, both sides are probably happier.
There you go, man. Speaking of rappers being taken off of lists, Hove was just recently rewarded $120,000 in attorney fees in the state of California. Now, this has been something that's been going on for entirely too long. There was a woman, actually, I think it was more so the young man, running around saying that Jay-Z was his father, the mother kind of backing it. They were suing and attempting to get a DNA tested for some years now. Now, I don't know if they were unable to subpoena Jay-Z or if Jay-Z was just putting it off because he was fighting it in court, but ultimately, there was always rumors that Jay-Z had kids prior to Beyonce.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got songs where he talks to his child, his unborn child, his child that sounds like it's on the way you rapping. But yeah, ultimately, there is something in Cali called the anti-slap statute. Don't really know what that means. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, okay? But he was given the $120K back for attorney fees. Now, obviously, if you were going after Jay-Z and you were spending your money on your attorney fees, you do not get that money back. So it is time wasted, money wasted, and all the money that you put into court, you
threw it in a blender.
You could have put it into your child, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pause. But my biggest thing was to prove that this child was fathered by this man or not. I had to laugh because I'm like, yo, you really just been chasing around for my man's for the past 14 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's really all it is. He trying to take some paternity. Well, I guess they probably don't use semen for paternity. But
I feel like they're just like chasing a bag. Like you so hard pressed.
I think, listen, here's what I think, man. Sometimes rappers come to your city. You get, right? You messing with other dudes that are bums in your city. Right? You end up pregnant, and sometimes you might want to go for
and you just be hoping it's Jay-Z.
You go for who you wish it was.
Yeah.
Not who it's more probable to be. You know what I mean? Shorty might have just went back to her neighborhood and she was like, all right, well, it ain't Derek, all right, and it ain't Mike with the Iverson jersey.
Like, I hope it's Sean Carter.
It must be Hove.
Yo, shoot for the moon, Shorty, shoot for the moon.
Oh man, and shout out to anybody who understands that reference of Mike with the Iverson jersey. Now, sheesh. I got two topics. One I gotta save. So we're gonna go to the Kai Cenat one, or we could not.
Yeah, let's go to Kai, because I have Kai on my list.
Okay. Kai Cenat has posted a video on YouTube, and it was strictly titled "I Quit." Now, Kai Cenat, known for streaming, Mafiathons, Streamer University. He has brought some of the biggest things to streaming. Now, me and you were just having a conversation about 3 weeks ago where it's like he was going through the breakup with Gigi, the mom is wilding on Instagram. My thing is more so...
Kai is going through it.
We were just talking about what is his next move. Do you step away from streaming? You share everything with the world. Are you not dying for privacy?
Especially right now.
Now, when you get
at the time too, he was talking about his mental health and that he was not in such a great space.
He cut the hair off. He's going through a lot of different changes right now. And on the real, I'm gonna assume he's in his early 20s. But you're pretty much reaching that point where it's like, yo, I'm going from young man into adult. You know what I mean? And that's something different. Like, could you imagine? Not in the same way, but in a different way. Could you imagine the world watching you go through puberty? No. Like, that's really it. Like, yo, you're going through a particular transition period in your life where you're shedding your skin, you're becoming something new, you're questioning if the things that you've always done are really you. And I think as a human, you're allowed to wonder, ponder, all of these things. But ultimately, he is taking a step back from streaming entirely, and it looks like he is pursuing a career in not only reading every word in the dictionary, but by starting his own clothing line.
That's wild that he's trying to like pivot that far away from streaming. by like starting, because he started that YouTube channel where he's focusing on reading and then now pivoting into fashion.
Yeah, so the
It's
name
like
of his
total
clothing
180.
line, yeah, the name of his clothing line is going to be called Vivette, and I hope that I'm saying that properly. Now, this is launched this month as part of his expansion, and the name, the meaning of this name is that he, she, or it will live forever, which is basically symbolizing, breaking down societal boxes. But yeah, it's supposed to be a very high-end brand. They're using like the Affinity logo, but it also looks like it's kind of in the crosshairs. It looks dope. I want to know what the price point going to be on this. I might got a cop just in supportive fashion. No pun intended on the supportive fashion. But I think that's major, yo. And then it almost made me want to ask, like, I mean, I guess we kind of just talked about T.I. doing the same thing, but we laugh when T.I. does it, right? Is there anything new that you want to pursue in 2026?
Anything new?
Yeah.
Let me think. I don't think so. Maybe I want to take more days off and just live. That's new for me.
There you go, man. I think we all deserve that, for real.
What about you? Are you trying to do anything new?
Not that I've set out to do it, but I mean, and maybe this is not a thing, but yo, the gratitude level this year has been crazy. Like, I find myself in so many scenarios where something goes left and I'll be like, yo, it's all good. It could have been like this. Hey, there's people out there that this. And I'm just like, yo, it's wild. It's wild. Like, I feel like my perspective on a lot of things have changed. But as far as anything that I want to get into this year, I mean, y'all seen since top of the year, the content been going crazy. A lot of content, a lot of Lincoln World artists, a lot of, and a part of being that's what they call omnipresent, right? You know what I mean? But that's it, man. And a part of that comes with, the people that wish they wasn't seeing you, I got to be in your face too. All right. And if you get mad every time you see me and I come across your timeline, you're about to get madder.
I love that.
Yeah.
Pressure, all 26.
Listen, Marrow Mondays turned into Marrow every morning. Now,
it makes me tune into Hot 97 again. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm done with them. I'm done with Hot 97.
It's refreshing. There's so many ways that I want to attack this, but we could just start with his history for those that don't know. Marrow, years and years and years ago, I want to say, we looking at, let's say like 15 years back. Marrow had a blog, right? Only a blog, right? Content really wasn't a thing like that, right? Marrow had a blog called The Victory Light, okay? Through that vlog, he meets Jesus Nice, okay? And being on Twitter and, having Bronx-like comedy, right? Meets Jesus Nice. Him and Jesus link, right? They form Bodega Boys. Bodega Boys, one of my favorite podcasting. I probably would not be sitting here in front of you talking to y'all right now if something like a Bodega Boys never existed. I'm going to be real, right? Now, they got a long-running standing thing with that. Okay, they're being brought on Guy Code now with Charlemagne. Okay, they're being brought on to different MTV shows because of how they performed on Guy Code, right?
Yep.
Fast forward, he gets the TV deal through Vice, okay, for the Jesus and Marrow show. And I like that because I did not give y'all the rights to the Bodega Boys. This is just another thing that we both do for someone else now. So I love the keeping the ownership and all that, Jesus and Marrow. The show went good. This is during the time where like Action Bronson, a lot of Hate Thy Neighbor, like a lot of these shows are popping up on Vice and it's becoming like a kind of like a trendy thing there, right? For whatever reason, them and Vice could not get on the same page when it came to renegotiating a lot of things, and they took a quick pivot, right? Where did they pivot to? HBO. Like, I've watched my man climb this type of ladder for so many years that it's like, at the end, how do I not feel this is deserved? Now, obviously, HBO and them do not have any more connections. And following that, him and Deezus split up. He quotes it to, I got kids, you don't. I'm trying to take certain deals. You saying certain deals ain't good enough, and you not trying to be down with this is messing with me and my kids eating. And I might got to do what I need to do, right?
Yep.
Now, Jesus swore, right? And sometimes you got to laugh, man, because I know he's kicking himself in the buttocks right now. I got to say buttocks because I can't say other things, right? But he's got to be tight because what you wanted to do was be the next Jimmy Fallon. You wanted to be late night, clean cut comedy guy. And how's that worked out thus far?
Yo, it's so crazy how that trajectory went.
And you almost have to wonder that if you can't fare well by yourself, because you've still been on TV, you still had other times where you filled in for late night hosts, things like that. But it's clear that, like, when you go back and you almost want to wonder, were you funny? Yeah, that's it. Matter of fact, I'll just shorten the question. Were you funny?
Yo, that, and I keep.
Or were you just funny with your mans? Or
yes,
were you just funny
exactly.
when you?
Like, was it the dynamic duo, or
are you only funny because you could piggyback on my jokes?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, hey, and again, this ain't hate, but you know what I mean?
You look at Mero out here with the Victory Light podcast, and you look at what he's been doing with the sports podcast. So
since then,
because have you tuned into him on Hot 97?
Victory Light Pod. Let's not forget 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
My man has interviewed Timothy Chalamet. My man has interviewed Barack Obama. Okay? It is endless the amount of people that he was the narrator and the interviewer for for who was it? My man from Aventura. It don't matter.
And Romeo Santos.
He did the Romeo Santos documentary. Like, this isn't for play. Like, my man is well respected in Latin culture, hip hop culture, graffiti culture,
New York culture.
You name it.
And he lives in Jersey now.
Yeah. So, listen, ultimately, to see him on the radio, I did listen to the first day, and the biggest thing was like, yo, he's holding it down. Hot 97 is leaning on him ridiculously for content.
Yes.
He's making content with anybody else who also has a show. And
yo, he was out in them streets doing like the street interviews. Like,
so I think, they used to send him to the Puerto Rican Day Parade. They used to send him to all sorts of stuff, right? But I started thinking, yo, the content that I'm seeing, like, output wise from him and the station, it's like you would never see this type of output if it were the prior hosts, and it's 3 of them.
Yes. Yep.
Now,
they got him moving around like crazy. That's what I love seeing him, like, on the streets of New York, like talking to just the people out on the street, and just the way that he carries himself is hilarious. Yep. So it makes a big impact. And to be honest, I've seen a lot of people, like, the interaction in the comments, because the people that, like, it's funny, right? Because we were also like, oh my God, they fired Ebro, they fired Rosenberg, they fired Laura Stiles. If they don't get this right, we're not tuning into Hot 97. The station is cooked. They announced Mero, and people were like, I haven't listened to Hot 97 in 15 years. I'm tuning in.
Yeah, man. And it's huge, man. I also even stopped to think, aside from output of content, because that could have been part of it. Like, these aren't younger people that are all into the content. Like, you even look at, like, Ebro being at Apple Music for so many years. You really don't see a lot of content with Ebro talking about Apple until the day they announced Mero. And I don't think that was shade. I just think that he's in the algorithm. He's in the mix, and let me be a part of the joke instead of the butt of it, maybe?
Yeah.
And he showed love to Mero, shouted him out. You know, he said that they definitely got it right, and he can't be mad at that. They also said that, you know, he's left there with their crew, Shawnee Culture, a lot of these people, and they're saying, you know, you're in good hands. Laura Stiles did allude to, as long as they're staying there. I don't know what that means, but it almost kind of sounds like we're gonna assume you're in the know, and that you speak to these people still because you spent every day with them for a lot of many amount of years. But what do you know? Well, who's departing? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you ever worked at a job before where it's like, yo, if they fire me, we all out. And then they fire that
Yeah.
person, and then you're like, whoa, chill. I need this job still. What you mean they don't pay you enough? They pay me enough. I'm good. Oh man, but yo, shout out to Meryl, man. That's huge. Shout out to Jesus too, man. I ain't hating, but I'm just saying though. But yeah, this is major. It's big for New York.
Yeah,
it kind of revives radio for the time being. You know, obviously it's your duty to keep them there, but you're driving them there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is big. They were passing out the Mero cards, which are like the Metro cards, and obviously the Metro cards are no longer a thing. So my man just can't, his branding can't be any more New York. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I super love it.
I love it. And speaking of can't be any more New York, man, our ex-mayor, Mayor Adams, was out here wilding at the airport. All right. He not flying private no more. Okay. No more crypto money. He chilling. All right. He flying commercial just like me and you. All right. 34B. Okay. And my man was coming off of the plane and he was pressed by a lady that had a mask on, and she's, you know, getting at him, and you're a horrible mayor and all of this, and go F yourself.
Oh
and
my God.
She was wilding. And my man is just trying to walk down the little, you know, the little tunnel that you go through before you get on the plane. He's just walking through the tunnel. He just trying to get on this flight, trying to get off his flight. Yo, my man said, yo, you gonna see the Brooklyn come out of me. I ain't even the mayor no more. Yo, I didn't love his politics, but I'm gonna be real. Not always did I agree with him, but he deserves something, man. Like, like anything that he had going on was memeable. It was hilarious. When he used to talk about having like his girls, when he'd be like, yeah, I used to have a shorty that lived around that way. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like anytime he do an appearance somewhere, he'd be like, oh, right, yeah, he in Grand Concourse giving a speech. He's like, yeah, I used to have a shorty out here in the Grand Concourse. She used to make me rice with the habichuelas. But yeah, man, so I was laughing at that, man, and yo, stop rolling up on people, man. You know what I mean? There used to be a thing that was called, yo, you run up, you get done up. Okay? And you can't be just running down on people, throwing your middle finger in their face and telling them to go F themselves while you are getting off of a flight. You're wilding, okay?
Yeah, people got to be careful with that. You be rolling up on the wrong person and get clapped.
Yeah. You think you're going to get your luggage? Nah, you the one packed up. How about that?
Not you packed up.
You the one packed up, all right? Listen, and I'm going to carry on when I'm done. Hold that. Listen, it's been another episode of NFL Radio. It's your boy Rapz, a.k.a. Conyo West, all right? I'm here with my girl Petty White. She not playing with y'all, all right? And this is In the Field Radio, 91.3 FM, WVKR, Poughkeepsie's independent radio.
Blow.